commodity right now. But, you know, and Silva seems to be a better starter than he was a reliever, though at times he was a very good reliever for this team. At times he was probably the third best reliever in the last 2 seasons, one of which was under Joe Kerrigan. But yeah, I mean, but he recognized that. He recognized it last year in that, okay, I've got Todd Pratt and Mike Lieberthal, who, you know, have a combined 107 years professional experience. We've got Kevin Millwood, who's a 6-year free agent, been to the All-Star game. I've got Eric Milton, who's been to an All-Star game. I got Vicente Padilla, who's been to an All-Star game. I got Randy Wolf, who's been to an All-Star game. I got Brett Myers, who might have the best overall stuff on the staff, and he's a #1 pick. So maybe I should, you know, lighten up a little bit, and he did. And he thinks now he might have lightened up too much.
Give him enough rope to hang himself.
Maybe.
By the way, if you're just joining us, Jim Thome sitting out tonight's game with a index finger.
His right index finger has got a second cortisone shot.
Or his left thumb, Mike, whatever you want.
Well, no, we want to make sure we're...
Cortisone is in Tommy's body right now.
Right now, and he will sit out tonight's game.
He got the shot yesterday, by the way, so he was more available this time than he was last time.
Got it.
Last time he got the shot, you know,
but
and
he might
it was a day game the next time.
But he might pinch hit. He might be available.
He might be available to pinch hit, as far as Dusty Baker knows.
All right, we'll take a quick time out. We come back. We'll talk about Dusty Baker and the Chicago Cubs. In town, Ron Santo will be joining us in just a moment. Former Cubby, now broadcaster. We'll talk about Sammy Sosa and the Cubs in just a moment. You're watching Daily News Live, presented by your Nextel preferred partners. We've got Marcus Hayes and Ed Barkowitz in studio, and joining us across the street at Citizens Bank Park, there's the man, former Cubbies legend, now broadcaster, Ron Santo. How you doing, Ron?
I'm doing real great. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Tell us about this Cubs team coming in right now. Kerry Wood on the mound, opposing Brett Myers, and the Cubbies 10 back of St. Louis, and it's been a tough road to hoe with regard to the Cardinals in front of them.
Yeah, the Cardinals are as hot as you can be. They got everything working for them. Their starting staff are giving them about 6-7 innings, and then that bullpen comes in, gets the job done. And I think they're one of the best hitting ball clubs in the game, along with great defense. So we kind of ran into a wall for a short period, and timing's everything in baseball. But I think very strongly that we're going to be there at the end. With our pitching staff, we just haven't played good baseball yet. We haven't hit a streak that I feel we can have, and I'm talking about maybe 8 to 10 games in a row. Our hitting's starting to come around now. We've got to play a little better defense, but I still like our ball club a lot.
Ron, this is Marcus Hayes. One of the things that was a little disconcerting is I read in some Chicago papers yesterday that Sammy Sosa addressed the way the fans are treating the players. Now, he said that, you know, maybe they're dissatisfied that we're not in first. Do you think it's that they're not in first, or that it's the Cardinals, or that, you know, your pitching staff hasn't been totally healthy all year? What do you think it is? Do you think he's right, and what do you think it is?
Well, I don't really think he's right in the sense the fans, we pack them in. We got 40,000 every game. And what it's been is high expectation. We were picked in our division, and believe me, I thought we were the best team. We just, you know, you never know. You could have the best team on paper, but things don't work out. But it's a long way to go. But I think Sammy kind of took it personally, and he shouldn't have.
Right. They've been booing him, correct?
Yeah, well, yeah, they, and mainly because, you know, the Chicago fans know the game very well. And it's been the fact since he's come back after that injury of his back, he just hasn't been as consistent as he usually is. But he hit a big home run the other day that won us the ball game against Cincinnati. But he has left a lot of guys on third base.
Go ahead, Eddie.
Ron, Ed Barkowitz here. We just had Mike Lieberthal on. He's kind of been in a slump most of the year. What do guys have to do to get out of slumps? I mean, I'm sure that you had gone through it as a player. I mean, is there, you know, what kind of advice would you give a guy who's in a slump?
Well, the main part of a team, and that's why you call it a team, if somebody's not hitting, the other guy's going to hit and pick them up. But what it's been with us is the fact that the whole team has been down at the same time, and now we're coming back as a team, which is great. Lieberthal, I got to believe it's mainly mental over anything else. I'm a strong believer that the Lord gave you the gift to play this game and to play in the big leagues, and whatever slump you go into, it's mainly mental.
What are you hearing about Mark Pryor? Is he going to start on Sunday?
I believe he will, yes. He's looking very good. And I could see, his personality. He's smiling a lot. He feels great. And I'm almost sure he'll go Sunday.
Ron, one of the things that was very surprising to hear coming out of Chicago is he's had to address, or he at least addressed, that, people say that I'm soft, that my injuries shouldn't have kept me from pitching here or there. Were you surprised to hear those things floated, and what do you think about them?
Yeah, first of all, very surprised. Mark Pryor and Kerry Wood, there's the two most confident guys I've ever seen. When they go out to the mound, they're all business. They got a lot of presence. Anybody's going to be concerned because of the Tommy John surgery.
Right.
And he felt sharp pain. Now, they found out structurally there was nothing wrong, and he's over that now. It's more, you want to wait for that pain to go away so that you could feel that there's not a problem. And now he knows there's not a problem, and I think you're going to see the Mark Pryor that you saw last year.
And are we also going to see the Cubs make a run at the Cardinals, even though they've struggled with them a little bit this year?
There's 68 ball games left, and I feel very strongly we're going to make a run. There's no doubt in my mind, of course, you want to stay in second place. You want it to make it a two-horse race, to be honest with you. And I just believe that we'll find a way to get there because this club's really too good. And Dusty Baker is a very positive manager. I've always talked about certain managers, they always say you can't keep 25 guys happy. Well, this is the first guy I've ever met that keeps 25 guys happy.
Ron, people in Philadelphia Phillies don't really have the kind of rivalry that obviously the Yankees and Red Sox have, and I don't think a lot of people here realize how deflating it is when the Cardinals are doing well at the Cubs' expense, especially in Chicago. Do you think that might be part of the little firestorm that's going on right here? Because if you look at how the Cubs have done, I mean, you're certainly a wild card favorite. And that's kind of how it works these days, you know what I mean?
Well, you got to look at last year, for instance. It came down to 5 games with the Cardinals, and we won 4 out of the 5.
Right.
So, they've got a good ball club. They're all healthy. They came into us at the right time. We ended up in St. Louis. We don't play real well in St. Louis. We do play well in Wrigley Field, but that's just, they might hit a skid somewhere along the line. This is a long season. And I know it's getting a little shorter now, but there's plenty of time. I'm not going to make any predictions, but I think what we got to think about is trying to catch the Cardinals. Play good baseball.
Finally, Ron, you're such a beloved figure in the sport of baseball, 9-time All-Star, 342 career home runs, and we know you fought type 1 diabetes since you're 18 years old. You lost both your legs to diabetes, and I think many people in Philadelphia want to know how you're feeling. I know you've been an advocate. You've written for many publications on trying to defeat diabetes, and obviously Bob Clark of the Flyers has suffered from diabetes all his life. How are you?
I'm doing great. You can see I'm moving my legs very well. These prostheses today are, there's technology that's proved so much. And I have battled the last 3 years, a quadruple bypass and bladder cancer and losing both my legs, but I tell you, I'm doing great. And I think what it has to do with is a positive type attitude. I know that I know that's hard for a lot of people to understand, but people that have been through adversity, you do what you have to do. And take that high road. Don't take that low road.
How do you get up every day, just quickly, and you got the smile, you got the determination, you got the energy and the passion, and I think there are many people who don't face their day the same way as you, who certainly haven't been beset with what you have had to deal with. How do you do it?
I do it because, you know, I'm in my 60s, and all I care about is doing the Chicago Cubs games, walking, riding my horse, being with my family, and I'm able to do all that. If this would have happened to me earlier in my life, it probably would be more of a traumatic experience. But in getting up in the morning and going to bed takes me a little longer, though. You know, putting the legs on and taking them off.
I bet. You got more room in bed, though.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot more.
I'll tell you that. Ron, always with a great sense of humor. Thanks so much for joining us. God bless you, Ron Santo.
Thank you very much.
You are wonderful. I appreciate it. Ron Santo, the legend from the Chicago Cubs, played for the White Sox, too. 9-time All-Star, 342 home runs, third base.
This is a way too. We have Billy Wagner on talking about giving money to foster kids. Ron Santo, the walking inspiration, and Mike Lieberthal, who's upbeat about his 240 average. You know, can we get some negative stuff? This is way too. We tore up Pat Burrow in the paper today, and
We're gonna get to
talked
that.
about firing the manager at the end of this. I mean, geez.
By the way,
this isn't like, you know, Sesame Street Live.
Bill Conlon just, I mean, he just never ceases to amaze. He's amazing.
Can we talk about it later? Because it's worthy.
We can. But some of his lines, he roasts Pat Burrell today, and in a headline says it's time to hold Pat's bat accountable. Here. We'll take a break. We'll come back, talk about that a little bit later on. When we return, sports news update from Lance Romance, from Lance Crawford, and then we'll talk about Bruce Perry, the pride of Philadelphia, George Washington High School, and the University of Maryland. He's playing for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's in studio next, having just signed his deal. Up next, it is Wachovia SportsNite with Matt Yaloff and Lance Crawford. And in our newsroom right now, there's the man, Lance Crawford, with a preview. Lance?
Michael?
Yes, Lance.
Oh, this is where I talk. I'm sorry. Coming up at 6:30, it is Wachovia SportsNite. You know what? If we could possibly get this rain out of here just for a few hours, we're going to have some baseball as the Phillies take on the Cubs. Kerry Wood going for the Cubbies. Of course, he's always tough. We'll have a live report from Citizens Bank Park. And also, Steve Finley coming to the Phillies. Talked about that. That's one of the rumors out there. What about another center fielder? We'll have the trade rumors. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. survived that fiery crash last week. We'll tell you when he plans on returning to racing. That is coming up on Wachovia SportsNite at the bottom of the hour when Matt Yaloff joins me. Until then, let's get it back to Daily News Live and Michael B.
Oh, this is the part where I talk.
Take it away, Mike.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Lance, looking forward to it. We'll see you at the bottom of the hour. Lance Crawford coming up, and Matt Yaloff and Wachovia SportsNite. Continuing DNL final half hour at Barkowitz, Marcus Hayes in studio. And here is the man, running back Bruce Perry, with a new 4-year deal under the arm. Congratulations.
Thank
you. You thrilled about that?
Oh, most definitely.
Was it a concern for you at all?
A little bit. It was a little bit of a concern. Of course, it wouldn't be time before we go into camp. But, you know, with it happening now I got a clear mind. I can go in and do what I got to do.
Yeah? Nice signing bonus?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not complaining.
Want to tell us about it?
No, I'm not complaining.
The thing is, football, you got to play the whole way to get the whole deal. Yeah.
Having gone through, you know, a couple of mini camps or passing camps now, how is the environment different from college? And I know you haven't had any contact yet. I know you haven't gone through, you know, the 3 days of hell or anything like that. But how is just the environment different?
Man, these guys are professionals, pretty much, you know, and they handle everything with class. Not saying that you don't do it in college, but I mean, these grown men have been around for a long time, and I'm just fortunate enough to be able to learn from these guys, and hopefully, you know, carry some of what they took from their careers with me.
Is it kind of intimidating to go from college to not only, you know, the pros, but your hometown team that's been the NFC Championship 3 times, with a brand new facility and a brand new stadium? I mean, this, you know, for the moment, this is the, you know, about as good as it gets in the National Football League. Is it kind of intimidating to sort of have that there?
It was a little intimidating my first day, because quite naturally I'm new. I don't know anybody. You know, I'm out there trying to make a mark on my own. But guys, I tell you, they warm you up real fast, and they're real friendly, and we just, you know, bonded.
So, running backs, Brian Westbrook, Terrell Buckhalter, Reno Mahe, yourself. How's that going to work? What's the distribution list, man?
Hey, I wish I could tell you. I wish I could dish them out, but
I really can't right now. I mean, right now everybody knows, you know, Westbrook's the man today, and Buck is back there with him too. So I mean, we just see how it goes. You know,
But there's a third head and a three-headed monster, man. Is that you?
I hope so.
And do you think that's going to happen this season, that there will be that kind of rotation of the running backs?
Well, I mean, right now it's too soon
early.
to tell, you know, and but you know, we got a lot of guys in there that's gonna work hard and get the job done. Somebody's got to get the job done.
Yeah.
Bruce, and that leads me to my question. I mean, there are carries out there to be had. I mean, that's got to inspire you. I mean, to know that, you know, you're going to probably, I would guess, maybe play some special teams, that kind of thing. But I mean, you know, you're also in the mix to get some, you know, some heavy lumber with the ball.
I mean, it's an opportunity. You know, opportunity with everything. You know, I got drafted for a reason. You know, that was just to take advantage of an opportunity. And right now, you know, there's a slot open for the third back, and I'm going to go with it and give it everything I got.
This franchise might stress special teams as much or more than anybody else. What kind of inclusion do you foresee for yourself in special teams? What kind of experience do you have?
Well, I returned kickoffs, you know, my sophomore year, and once I got a heavier load, they took me off of everything. But I have experience doing that. You know, I've been tried out at gunner, past mini camps, and gunner, viper, you know, personal protector. I don't care. I'll do it, you know, because I'm a player and I want to be on the field.
Do you like hitting?
I like hitting. I like getting it.
You like getting hit?
I like getting hit. Yeah.
What about that?
I don't know.
Special teams,
Yeah,
you liking getting hit.
Yeah, because
some guys
you're gonna have to
take
get hit in this game. You know, so why be back? Might as well enjoy it.
How wild has it been this off season that, you know, you get drafted by the Eagles, they signed Javon Curse, they signed Terrell Owens, they signed Donnie Jones, Jeremiah Try. I mean, this is just, it's got to be like a whirlwind.
It's kind of funny because the last time I was here, we were saying, you know, the Eagles may take him, and then it happened.
Right.
And then got all these, you know, off-season acquisitions, and it's going to make us a better team.
Do you find out beforehand, or you kind of just find out like the rest of us?
I find out like everybody else. You know, I'm the low guy on the totem pole, so of course I'm going to be the last one to know.
Well, you must not be the low guy in your neighborhood. I mean, are you living at home?
Yeah, that's the thing.
What's it like? I mean, all of a sudden you're, you know, a Philadelphia Eagle, and Philadelphia Eagles is, you know, not only one of the biggest teams in the nation, certainly the biggest team in this town right now. What's it like walking down your street and you're an Eagle?
I mean, a lot of people are excited, of course. You know, my family, my friends, they're excited.
What neighborhood do you live in?
I'm from East Oak Lane.
Okay.
There goes little Brucey. I remember he used to ride his tricycle up and down the street. Now he's running the ball for the Eagles.
So you think you'll ever leave home? If you stay, you just stay at your house when you're 37 and stuff like that?
No, see, it's not going to go like that.
Because I would live at home if my mom lived here. I mean, well, until I got married.
No.
That would be a little awkward, Mark, if you, Shelly, and your mom's house.
It's just convenient for me right now.
In terms of the one, and I've been saying, Bruce Perry, man. Bruce Perry's the third guy, and they said injuries. The guy's been injured. What do you say to that? You know what? He's not going to last. What do you say to that?
Look at Priest Holmes. Priest Holmes got injured, and where's he at now? You know,
That would be the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, that would be the Pro Bowl. You know, I mean, you can say what they want. People can say what they want, but the bottom line is I can play football, and that's what I'm here to do, and I'm going to be doing it for a while.
As a running back in this offense, you have a lot of responsibility. You have to carry the ball. You have to, but one of the biggest things is you have to catch the ball and you have to pick up blitzes because Donovan's going to get blitzed. That's that's one of the ways you stop a guy as talented as Donovan. What kind of experience do you have catching the ball, and what kind of experience do you have picking up blitzes? Because you probably don't see that a lot, especially in the ACC.
Well, I don't know, but in Maryland we saw blitzes.
Okay.
You know, I had the best linebacker in the league in EJ, and he blitzed all the time. And I've seen blitzes, and as far as catching the ball, you know, I'm very well equipped to catch the ball. I caught 40 passes in 2001, so I mean that's what I love to do. I love to catch the ball as well as run the ball. I feel as though I'm pretty good at both.
How much of an Eagles fan were you growing up? You go to games? Did you ever go to camp? That kind of thing?
No. I wasn't that much of a professional football fan.
Were you a Maryland fan?
I wasn't a Maryland fan
Who was
either.
your college team?
I never really watched football. I just played. I didn't watch it.
Well, did you have a favorite sport or team or?
I had a favorite team, but I don't really want to talk about that.
Must have been the Cowboys.
Oh, my goodness.
Eddie George's team.
You know, that's right. What do you think of Eddie George going to Dallas?
Is he?
Yeah.
Really?
He signed with Dallas, one-year deal, and he won. I guess
Probably happy he's not coming here.
Yeah. He was offered. I guess he was offered like $1.5 million from Tennessee. He ends up getting $1.54 with the incentives. I think it's a $650,000 base, and then if he gets all the incentives, it's $1.54 million.
I think with the incentives, it could be up to 4.
Oh, could it?
Yeah, I think he got 1.5 up front, and it could go up as high as 4.5. I mean, they really opened up the wallet with Tennessee.
Almost as much as you'll make in your first year. Tell me what it's like as we watch Eddie George take the marquee.
In fact, you talk about, hey, let me just play this for him, because he talked about playing Philadelphia.
Oh, that's right.
Here's Eddie George on growing up in Philly and now playing for the arch rival, Bruce Perry's team, the Dallas Cowboys.
Coming from Philadelphia, we don't like the Cowboys too much from up there, but they'll understand. You know, it's a great rivalry. It's a great history behind the Eagles and the Dallas. Pretty much the whole NFC. If you look at it, it kind of reminds me of when Bill and Jerry was coaching back in the day, and Joe Gibbs. I mean, it's that old nasty smash mouth NFC football.
Marcus, you going to say?
What I wanted to ask you had absolutely nothing to do with Eddie George, but one of the things that running backs have to do is learn a lot in this offense. You have to know everything everybody else needs to know. You have to know everything the receivers are going to do because they might split you out. You have to know the blitz pickups. You have to know the offensive line signals. You have to know so much. It's almost like you're a quarterback. What has it been like learning to this point? What has it been like learning, and how eager are you to get on the field and sort of put into practice at 80% speed what you've learned, because your head has to be exploding at this point?
Well, I mean, I'm kind of used to that, though. I'm used to, a lot of retention as far as from the offense that I came from. I came from Ralph Regan's offense, and his playbook's like the Bible as well.
Right.
I feel as if I can retain that, I can retain anything. And it's kind of similar. Some of the things, some of the concepts are kind of similar to what I learned at Maryland. It's just different terminology. So it's just me translating one into the other, and there's also things that are different that I have to learn. But so far, it hasn't been difficult. It hasn't been difficult at all. But it's gonna get difficult. I know that.
It's hot and busy. Yeah, I guess.
Local guys, Steven Jackson, Kevin Jones taking ahead of you, and is that sticking your craw a little bit? Are you run a little bit harder than they do?
No, I can't worry about that anymore. I'm here, and I got a perfect opportunity to take advantage of. Good luck to them. Right. But I'm going to do what I got to do here.
Well, 3 years from now, we'll have you back on the show when you're second in the league and rushing and lead running backs in receptions, and we'll revisit that question.
I like that. What have you been doing with your summer in terms of preparation for...
Running. Doing a lot of running, a lot of conditioning, getting my body right. And at the same time, trying to clear my mind. Make some space for all the information that got to go in there.
Right around the corner. Are you excited?
Oh, I'm ready to go. I mean, I was just talking to the trainers the other day. I'm tired of waiting around, just like everybody else is. All the fans, we're tired of waiting around too.
Is it more difficult to play in Philadelphia, do you think?
I don't know. I haven't played in Philadelphia yet.
I mean, have you thought about it? Would you rather have maybe gone?
Oh no, this is a dream for me. It's a dream come true. I get to play in front of friends and family. For my hometown team where I grew up. I know everything about Philly that there is.
You can take a train to the stadium.
Take the train. I don't even have to drive. 15 minutes.
I mentioned you graduated from GW. You went to 3 high schools total. What was the deal with that? What were the other 2 high schools?
I went to West Catholic my freshman year. I played football and had a scholarship for basketball. And, the commute from my house was in East Coast Lane to West Philly was just too much. I would get home at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock sometimes.
Wow.
And it was just killing my schoolwork. It was killing me, so my mom decided to bring me home, to somewhere closer to home.
Right.
I went to Doherty, and I was at Doherty, and I just didn't want to be there anymore. So I just left there, and I had a friend, Jafar Williams, who was with the Redskins on a free agent deal. He went to Washington, and he was like, you need to come here. And I'm going to Washington.
So did you play basketball all the way through high school?
No, I just did it my freshman year.
But you were good enough, so you were there on scholarship in West Catholic. So are you on the Derek Boyko team at this point?
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
Basketball's over with for me.
Oh, you're never going to play again?
Never gonna play again.
How come?
Because I play football now.
All right.
Bingo. We got a bio on Bruce Perry, and we should point out that in the sophomore season at the University of Maryland, ACC Player of the Year, graduated from George Washington High School, Maryland running back, 1999 to 2003, redshirted in 2000. Sophomore season was the big season, ACC Offensive Player of the Year, and they're the junior and senior season numbers for Bruce Perry, and you're looking to do much more of that when you get to Philadelphia. I guess it's like you don't have a summer, do you? I mean, you're not going to the pool, the mountains, the beach, or I mean, you're just concentrating on the football.
Correct.
You got a GW memory for me? Something you remember about one of the games?
Oh, Ryan.
Ryan?
99. Or 98. Thanksgiving Day game. I watched that. I still watch that game to this day.
Tell me about it.
And it's just a tough game, raining. Ryan is always good, especially when they play Washington. And last seconds of the game, I jumped over 2 guys, scored a touchdown. Oh, game over.
I like it.
That's huge. It's Thanksgiving dinner tasted real good that day. Huh?
Oh, it tastes. I ran a guy over. It was just terrible that game. Terrible.
And also MVP of the Big 33 game, too?
Mm-hmm.
That must have been a highlight also for
Yeah, that
you.
was one too.
Very nice. All right. Well, I'm sure we'll have you back many times. Look at him, he's flashing his smile. He's coming out with a CD. No, I'm kidding.
No.
Bruce Perry, thanks a lot. Congratulations on the new deal. Also, Bruce Perry in the fold with the Eagles. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll come back. Final 15. We'll talk a little bit about Jim Thome Bat Day on Sunday, sponsored by the Electricians Union. That's right. John Brazer, the Phillies Director of Fun and Games, is going to join us, a real American hero. And as well, John Doherty of the Electricians Union. Coming up. CSN poll results. For whatever reason, I most like to see blank come to town. 39% Kurt Schilling. 20% Batty Bonds, followed by Scott Rowland, Roger Clemens, Sammy Sosa, Ken Griffey Jr., J.D. Drew, and Mike Piazza. That's interesting.
I would have voted right here. Halle Berry.
And Barkowitz was the
Halle Berry with
Big
the
Fat Friday.
Wimbledon champion.
Where are you? Sharapova?
Sharapova?
Yeah.
That would
That's
be
your vote?
Because I'm a sportsman. I'm not a, like
Oh, I see. You're going off the board.
But he's going off the
not
board.
me.
I would have talked to her about David Justice.
Yeah, right.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Brazer, the Director of Fun and Games for the Phillies. That's what it says on his business card. That is his title.
I would have gone
And
both.
You would have gone both?
Yeah.
Both ways.
Agreed.
That is a Louisville Slugger, Jim Thome Louisville Slugger Bat Day on Sunday.
We tried this last year. Not tried this. We did this last year. In fact, I was on your show promoting the Pat Burrell bat.
Right.
And I forget who your panelists were. It might have been Marcus at the time or somebody else.
I'm sure it was Conlon
But
if
they
he
were
made a
saying,
bad
I
joke.
cannot believe you guys are doing a bat day.
Right.
You know, what kind of violence, security, this and that. We had no issues because when you give away a quality bat like this, we're not talking a miniature toy bat. We are talking about an authentic bat right here.
Look at that. Isn't that nice?
So, of course, who's our biggest hitter? The Jim Thome bat. Now, Jim's bat is a little bit bigger than this bat.
Right.
Or at least I would think.
Well,
But this is a bat that you can use. And it's sponsored by, and you
Right
mentioned
here.
this earlier,
yes,
a great friend of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 98. They've been great.
If we hold that up just to show the...
Right here.
I got it right here.
They sponsored our Thome T-shirt, and they asked us what our Thome giveaway is this year, and we said the bat. And, you know, you mentioned in the
Turn it
beginning.
a little more like that.
Like
There
that?
you go. Swing it
All
that
right.
way.
There you have it.
IBW.
So we got to thank these guys for having Jim Thome.
In fact, we got video of that. You'll remember, what was it, February? It was after Christmas,
Yeah, it was
February?
cold. We're
It's
on the
cold.
job site.
And there he is.
That's Tony in the limo.
There's the limo.
Coincidentally,
And they're the electrical workers.
Look at that. They're all there, and they have hats made up. They have shirts made up.
coincidentally, they just happen to have hats made up
Well,
for
you know what?
them.
And this was not planned. Jim was not planned to get out of the. You know, he did not plan this out. This was not scripted. He went out there and he wanted to meet each and every one of them, talk to each and every one of them. His dad was a union member. The 2000, and I guess it would be 2002.
Yeah.
He brings that up once in a while, Thome.
Oh, he totally does.
Yeah.
And he and Johnny Doc have kind of become close.
7th. That was November 7th of 2002.
Did you just get that from your little friend in here?
No, I just channeled
You
it.
just channeled it in.
I just
Gotcha.
channeled it in.
Wow, you're pretty.
I can't remember his anniversary or his daughter's birthday, but
But he can
November
remember
7th, 2002, Michael Barkann.
Well, November 7th is a special day because if that day did not happen, if maybe those workers didn't come out there and show the support towards Jim Thome, we wouldn't have that
big home run threat batting in the cleanup
Good
hole.
point. I really, seriously,
85 million reasons why that argument is flawed.
Well, yes, there are other factors. Let's not, you know,
other small factors.
small factors,
Not really
yes. But, you know, that really did, you know, Jim Thome is, as you know,
Talks about it to this day.
he
It
does,
really-
and that really touched him from a human element, and of course you got the cash element, but the human element, you got to give a lot of credit to Johnny Dock and his voice.
So every, one more time, and we have a graphic.
Sunday, all fans 14 and under
14 and
are
under.
going to get this great Louisville Slugger bat. And it's also, obviously, it's going to be a big day because we have Mark Pryor coming into town.
Yes.
Taking on, I believe, Eric Milton. So I think that'll be, one, a great baseball matchup. Two, it's the only time you get to see the Cubs this weekend.
Right.
Now with interleague play, the teams outside the division only come in once. So it's, I've gotten swamped with ticket requests, and I think everyone else in my office. I mean, everyone wants to see the Cubs. You know, you got the Sammy Sosa factor, you got the Kerry Wood factor, and you got the bat.
You should tell people, though, you can't bring your bat back for the night game. Because the way things look, there's probably going to be a night game.
Well, see, I think you brought up the fact last year that, you know, the Yankees did it about 10 years ago, and they combined it with 10-cent beer night, which is not a good idea.
Which ends up.
That to me is the key, that you give these away at a day game. You'll give the paying customers a day to get lubricated for a night game.
Otherwise, you end up with emergency room night.
But as I said earlier, when you give away a quality item like this, nobody wants to, you know, walk away arrested and have their bat confiscated. So there you have it.
Yeah. What else you got
My
coming up?
story, and I'm sticking with it.
What else? I told you. I'll tell you what. You guys reached the 2 million attendance mark
We did.
faster than any other time in your history.
We're on target right now. In
Park.
1993, we had a record attendance. It was 3.175, and we're on target to be over 3.2 and possibly even get up to 3.3, which would be incredible. So park is smaller, and it is, I think right now we have the most, the highest attendance in the National League, and I believe third or fourth in Major League Baseball. So it's been phenomenal. The park's been great. I saw that.
That was my
So it's been exciting. I mean, even the game yesterday was an exciting game. We lose, but it's you know, we've rarely been out of the games, and it's the crowd's been electrifying. You know, seeing Billy Wagner come in, it's been an exciting season.
You can give the bats away to inebriated fans, but you can't give one to Barkann. Doesn't know how to treat it.
I don't know.
See that?
I do.
Well, you know, the fans usually don't have the mentality of a 10-year-old. So
Right here. Hello.
hello.
You know, Sammy Sosa, let's cork mine. Let's cork my bat. That was an accident?
That was an accident.
That's, you know,
I don't know how that bat got here.
Sammy watches this program, and he'll likely be over here.
Exactly right. He's watching it right now, as a matter of fact.
We've got
Ed Barkowitz, Sammy.
That's what worries me. There he goes. By the way, we've had more than several emails saying get rid of Barkann's legs and shorts and everything. I just want people to know that
I can look over there.
I'm not wearing.
Oh my God,
I'm wearing long pants. I am wearing long pants. They're flesh-colored long pants, but they're all long pants.
God.
So there you go.
Light flash.
You look like Dick Girardi.
I just wanted to.
That's what Dick does. Wow.
You know what? Every time it's like I say, no more with Brazer.
You are an American hero.
You know what? Back at you. True American hero. We got to go. We thank Marcus Hayes, Ed Barkowitz on the show.
That greatest true American hero guy from Budweiser. We get him. That would be great.
Yeah, but he's not an American hero like this guy.
Exactly right. Well, you know,
He's the man.
twice I've seen you today, Michael. So it's. And by the way, the golf tournament was a success up until the rain.
Okay, we got to go. Thanks to all our guests, Ron Santo and Mike Lieberthal, Billy Wagner, of course. Coming up now, it is Daily News Live headliners, followed by Wachovia SportsNite. Have a nice weekend, everyone. Thanks for watching.
We got a lot of movement in this show. Is this one of those? This one is attention deficit disorder.
No, you know what? We were just because we were trying to figure out a way since you didn't provide another camera.
That's bigger than Dr. J's hand, Muhammad Ali.
You know how I got my wife to marry me? Take a look at that. How about that?
You can put 2 fingers in there, I bet.
Yeah, she did the math and said I'll marry her.
This one well to left. Back goes Leday at the wall. He leads and he caught it. What a play by Ricky Leday.
I want to tell you about home delivery, Michael.
50 cents.
The Philadelphia Daily News. The sports news update from Mr. Hartman in just a moment.
Long drive. Watch this baby way out of here.
Have no calluses, none whatsoever. Nothing. They're nice feeling. Aren't they smooth?
We're hand rubbing it all over that.
Oh, is John Smallwood here?
Was it a high five at the end of the interview?
No, it wasn't. It was not a high five. It said,
My mother said if you can't say something, no.
that's right. By the way, we'll be talking about this for the remainder of the week. We got to take a break. We're going to come back. Les Bowen from Bill Tomlin's closet. That looks good. You look great. I'll tell you that. Fantastic.
I got to represent for Bill.
I was 12 years old. I was 6'2", 220 pounds, 17 inches long. It just keeps going.
I'm sorry, we're out of time.
Then his sports comes out, Vince McMahon, and show choke slams, and that's his finishing famous move, the choke slam.
Choke slam, yeah.
Choke slam, sounds like you choke slamming Jack Williams, okay?
Yeah.
Vince McMahon gets him busted on the way out. Am I right? That's right.
Bill's got a new phone, and he's still trying to email.
So look at George, she's a biologist. She's probably got a PhD. You're talking about dissecting a frog?
Well, you know what? That's as far as I got.
I'm sitting here in Philadelphia, dude, right now, and I'm talking to Crazy Freddy, man, the WrestleMania fan of all time, dude. So what you gonna do when the largest arms in the world come to you, brother?
Line drive to Jim Thome. Broke his bat. Phillies win by a score of 4-3.